Okay, so that session together as one, my COVID-19 experience. And the first, now, so we start with Anna. Anna Różańska-Batra, Artana. Anna was born and raised in Poland. She graduated with honors from the Nicholas Copernicus University of Toruń Faculty of Fine Arts. She holds a master's degree in art conservation and a diploma in teaching fine arts. For over the last 14 years, she has been living and working in Ireland. She has gained experience in the Irish heritage field and in teaching arts and crafts. Anna continues her personal development as an artist. She's exploring different art techniques like drawing, stained glass, mosaic, quilling, and many more. She likes to experiment with different media to create unique pieces. Now, artist statement. Art is my passion and my life. I express myself in a various medium of art. I don't limit myself. I love to explore, discover, and challenge myself. I am learning and developing every day. I'm searching and testing new things in art. I'm rediscovering art. To it an inner voice. I draw my inspiration from world, nature, and people. In my work, I like to capture unique moments, people, and places. I'm an artist. So that's the first work of Anna.
Is it a collage?
It's a collage, Anna, isn't it?
It's made of disposable masks.
So my artwork refers to the growing phenomenon of domestic violence and loneliness during the pandemic. Silent is made of disposable face masks to draw the attention of massive use of disposable hygiene products during a pandemic, and these are polluting an environment. Many people locked up in their houses, covered with masks, experience often silence violence. Stay at home. Be quiet. Alone. That's another work of Anna. Alone refers to loneliness. We are all affected in the pandemic, covered with masks, facing each other with no smile. We are in the crowd, but staying apart. The artwork is a collage which highlights the distance built up during pandemic. Paweł Jasiński. Paweł is an artist and a designer born in Poland and currently works in Dublin. He graduated from National Secondary Art School in Nowy Wiśnicz and has a Master's of Museum Exhibition and Art Sacral, PAT in Krakow. He exhibited his paintings in several European countries, including Latvia, Ireland, Poland, and England. Paweł presented his work at the Hunt Museum during the Polish Art Festival, September 2016. His portrait of Paul Brady has been printed on the side of a building in Temple Bar, the Icon Factory, which is located in the historical centre of Dublin. Portray a diverse world, bringing in themes of tolerance, loneliness, love, and longing, often in a humorous and subtle way. One of his favourite motifs is that of a woman, often of an unrealistically large size, painted in many different ways. She's a symbol of fertility and maternity. Abundance. Art statement. The first lockdown in Ireland was a special time, full of sun, but also fears and worries. Travel restrictions prompted me to seek in what is closest to me. I drew inspiration from the places that I know well in the centre of Dublin, but so far underestimated. I visited Blessington Park every day and enjoyed its beauty. It was with great pleasure that I watched the mother swan with her newborn hatchlings, calm and dignified, completely indifferent to the unfolding panic. The time of the pandemic brought many thoughts about what is most important in life and what we often forget. The abundance that the world gives us is around us, and I encourage you to learn to notice it and redirect your attention to it. Abundance, number 1.
Justyna, it's Tim. Hello?
Yes, hello?
Justyna, are we just allowed to comment on some of the painting?
Hear me?
Is that allowed?
Yes, that would be perfect if we could.
I'm just reflecting on the current...
I think this is what...
I'm just reflecting on Pavel's painting there entitled Bull Island. I think it's a very appropriate word for Ireland, if not the world, during COVID.
Right. Bull Island.
Is that the one you sold, Pavel?
Not that
You
one.
sh-
That's
Not
the
yet. Not yet,
small,
Pavel.
that smaller one version.
oh, right.
Yeah, but if you feel like you wish to artist, as we are in there, please do. My internet isn't the greatest, and I see this. And we now to Iwona Kręciwiuk. Iwona is Polish artist based in Ireland with a degree from Faculty of Art, the Jan Długosz University in Częstochowa. Her paintings explore the relationship between the color, abstract art, action painting, expressionism. She has always been fascinated by children's art, calligraphy, Aborigines art, and African art, from which she draws her artistic directions. She mentions 3 artists from her home country who have had an influence on her artwork, that is, Jacek Malczewski, Piotr Potworowski, and Jerzy Nowosielski. In her artistic practice, she uses bold colors, scratched, rusty surfaces, and outlines of the silhouettes of people, boats, trees, and birds. She often paints non-figurative artworks, which can be described as colorful mindscapes. She creates in acrylic paints and also in clay as a ceramist.
She's very shy. She's left us.
I think her internet isn't really working. She just left us a comment that it's very choppy. Now, as a person working in a non-art industry, isolation was different for me than it was for most people. For the first time in years, I had a lot of time to paint, and I was able to paint freely. I would divide this into 2 phases: escape from the fear into colorful memories, reassurance, observation of the environment, reconciliation with the unpredictable. Kevin Bohan. Kevin is a full-time artist, illustrator, and mural painter based in Dublin. Kevin came back to art in his mid-30s after a long break. 2011, he has had 5 solo exhibitions in Dublin. He has taken part in numerous group shows, live painting events, and festivals. Kevin is a volunteer at the Icon Factory artist-based charity in Temple Bar. They help support local artists through commission-free exhibition space and help promote Irish culture through art and education. He has worked facilitating creative workshops and mural painting events with schools, youth groups, and drug rehabilitation centers. Kevin is a big fan of tribal and psychedelic art, character-based pieces and works in digital illustration, pen and ink, and acrylic paint. However, large-scale mural painting is his passion. He has painted many public and private commission murals in Dublin and around Ireland. He has taken part in many street art festivals, including the All City Jam, Evolve Urban Art Jam, Electric Picnic Art Lot, the Longford Cruchu Art Festival, excuse my Irish, Waterford Walls International Street Art Festival, and Memphis Paint. My COVID experience, Kevin Bohan. I selected a number of pen and ink drawings that I create this year that are directly related to the COVID-19 pandemic and my own way of dealing with it. The immediacy of putting pen to paper is sometimes the best way to express yourself, helping you to work through your emotions in a positive way, quick strokes and ink washes, unfussy and direct. I usually start by putting a few marks on the page and seeing what comes out, almost like automatic drawing. Other times I will have a flash of inspiration and will try my best to create the image on paper. The first set of 5 drawings are part of my isolation series. These were created during the initial lockdown from the March to May of this year. I had a regular chest infection at the start of the lockdown and I had to self-isolate in my bedroom for 14 days. I used this time to start sketching and drawing again, something I had not done in a few months. These drawings reflect the sinister absurdity of our new reality, the hospital video footage from Italy, the daily updates, the death tolls, the infection statistics, people bulk buying toilet rolls. And the sketching helped me deal with these new normal emotions, such as cabin fever, tension, and anxiety we all had to work through. Some of the drawings helped me explore the other side effects of lockdown, the social distancing and the 2-meter rule, the almost automatic reaching out of your phone, automatic reaching out for your phone like a digital security blanket, resulting in an upsurge in social media activity and the inner struggle to try not get caught up in this virtual world, unlike the cartoonists of the past, creating some good old gallows humor drawings to help process the almost darkly humorous and surrealistic experience that we faced as our day-to-day lives changed almost overnight. The second set of ink drawings, Outpost, Sleep, Hide, Omnius, created as part of this year's Inktober challenge, which is an Instagram-based drawings challenge whereby you are given 31 prompt words for the month of October to draw and post online. The Inktober is of no surprise that COVID or pandemic reference seeped into people's drawings, including my own, seeped into people's drawings. Here we go. Enjoy.
That one took ages.
Kevin, is it a representation of sheep or something?
It's rats.
Rats, okay.
I was doing lots of rats drawing and murals over the last, say, year or two.
Okay.
And obviously the connection then to the Black Plague in the 1500s,
Yeah.
1600s.
16, yeah. Very good.
Need more likes. Great one. Meters, please. And now to Karina Jachimiak. Karina was born in Nowy Targ, Poland. She is a charismatic Highlander, graduate of the State Secondary School of Fine Arts of Kenar in Zakopane, and a graduate of the Academy of Fine Arts E. Geppert in Wrocław. In the field of sculpture, she took part in the international exchange of Erasmus students at the Accademia di Belle Arti in Lecce, in Italy, where she explored the secrets of Italian classicism. She participated in the nationwide exchange of students, most at the Academy of Fine Arts, Jan Matejko in Kraków, Poland. During her studies, she trained artistic skills at ALCA Ceramic Studio in Malta. In her work, she interweaves various styles, techniques, and fields of art. A citizen of the world with a passion for travel, currently she lives and works in London, but her heart belongs to her hometown of Podhale region. So Karina Jachimiak presents a series of photographic work. If you think adventure can be dangerous, try routine. She is lethal. I was just about to go for a trip around the world. And after my return, take another life journey through life, the wedding. Life travels, nothing of that. Life goes on, and I won't say it out loud because I'm grateful for what I have. But what kind of life is that? Somewhere in the back of my head, this question keeps bothering me. Closure, it's not for me. I'm suffocating. I can sit in one place for years, but I have to be able to be aware that I can go out, sail out, fly out, travel. I want to scream. Destined to be in one place, we'd have roots instead of feet. Social self-portrait.
Justyna, is that the Polish word for scream? I'm only guessing.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those words for, scream.
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay. Gary Kinsan Chan. Gary was born in Hong Kong to his Chinese migrant parents. Although brought up in a traditional Chinese family, the colonial society and the foreign cultures influenced his upbringing profoundly. Japanese manga and animation were two main interests during Gary's teenagehood. Reading manga and watching animation was a daily routine, and attempts of drawing and imitating manga characters was Gary's favorite hobby. During the time when Gary was living in London, an art student flatmate stirred up the artistic interest in him. Together they visited galleries and museums both in London and Paris many times. The French Impressionism, especially Claude Monet and Edgar Degas, made huge impacts on Gary artistically. In 2013, Gary started his study in Limerick School of Art and Design. Among all the disciplines, he founded on ceramics, sculpture and painting was nominated as his major at the end of his first year study. Gary subsequently graduated from LSAD in June 2017, conferred with second class grade 1 honors degree in fine art painting. In November 2017, Gary joined the Wickham Street Studio in Limerick, which is a long-standing art studio for more than a decade in the city of Limerick. Artistic statement. 2019 is an attempt to record a global phenomena of turmoil, agitations, violence, and pandemic of not only hygiene nature, but also political, economical, starting from year 2019 up until now. The work is merely an observation rather than a statement or any kind of political preference. The lack of details and blurriness in this work is my deliberate efforts to weaken connections from the source of image, which may allow viewers to associate the work with the realities of their own. And this is the only work that Gary submitted. Arthur Mazur has never been with us, and we only have his work. That's it. So congratulations, everyone. Now, guys, tell me how you feel. We don't have much time. We have to trying to wrap it up in 10 to 15 minutes. So I just want to ask you how you're feeling.
I'm actually surprised. The topics are very similar. Actually, we use a bit different techniques, but yeah, I can see now like this is going like around all the same things, like be closed in space, lack of the meetings, people like connection with the people. I think during this time, and kind of feeling of fear, like unknown fear, like difficult to. We know what was kind of big, but it was like feeling in the air was different. Yeah, which was for us the same, I think.
Mm.
I think we all suffering from the social distancing, suffering from not going to meeting our like friends, family. We have to isolate sometimes, and that affect our feelings, our mood, and that's transfer into drawing, paintings, and other type of art. But this is, I think, main thing. We lack of freedom. We have lack of freedom, and I noticed myself like how important it is to go out and see the world without this fear, excessive fear. Oh God, there is a virus around me. But I think we need to go. We have to see the world. And myself, I noticed that I see more details. I look the nature, I look the birds, I look the trees, how they changing, because we are missing that. I'm missing that to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
I think somehow we just lost part of our lives. I mean, for example, I lost my traveling, but some of people lost just part of their lives.
Definitely.
Did a lot more art.
And how?
Yeah, and much more.
Although I have friends who got write block or artist block in the lockdown, but I didn't. Anyone here did, but
Yeah, I used to say like at the beginning of the lockdown, like I really like after like the first phase when it was like fear only and we didn't know how kind of danger is that situation. I start to enjoy the time, like somebody gave me like for free, really, like since I finished college I didn't have so much time to paint, so I paint a lot and I enjoyed that time. And like, definitely what I realized after that time, how important is doing art for me,
Yeah.
to survive really in reality.
Yeah.
I didn't have this I didn't know it's that important. That was my big thing after the lockdown.
May I share something with you as well?
Of course.
Since we are in a private room, because for me lockdown was also very, very, very difficult at the beginning. At the beginning was horrendous because we had this touring of our theatre show scheduled, and a week before going on tour everything was just cancelled. So all the efforts, all the money and everything that we put into was just gone. And then we were in this situation, very uncertain. And my husband works in he's a paramedic in health services. So I was just terrified letting him back home, to be honest. It was just strip yourself naked before you enter. Because essentially we didn't know what's going on. And later on, I have a totally different point of view now. But art and creation allowed me to survive up to the extent that I had to do something. If I didn't have something to do and I just had to look after the children and do the homeworks and do all of that, even though I'm a teacher, so it wasn't like, oh my God, but still, hello. So what allowed me to survive was the ability to do something creative. So if I may, I don't know if you had a chance, because we had premiere of it today, 7:45. But if I may to share my work that I have created during the pandemic, 3 minutes, but we might just watch it together.
Yeah.
It's called Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom is freedom. A state is of mind.
Justyna, wyłączyłaś chyba przez przypadek mikrofon?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking. I'm just saying, please mute your microphone, because if we are to watch it, we have to be muted. Otherwise, we're going to hear echo. That's from the official opening. So I was talking to you, but I had muted my phone. So we mute together, we watch it, and we come back.
Freedom is a state of mind. Must fit into the frame. Don't. Be free.
Very strong.
Brilliant.
Don't just
Bravo.
I think we all necessarily speak the same message. And that's what makes me feel connected to you all when I was watching your work. I can only say about my personal experience that I loved the fact that we essentially thinking together about the same, in the same way, you know? And what I loved about Anna's work was an absolute detail and a masterpiece with the newspaper thing. The stuff that you've done with the newspapers was, I was looking at it and I would love to see it in person, you know, that kind of art. And the thing, Carolina, your photo with million faces, words as well, you know, that's just million words in one photo.
Thank you.
Million words. So, you know, and your photos are so strong. Like for me, I'm only speaking about myself because we're sharing like each other's experiences now. So essentially, this is why we have met. This idea of suffocating and this idea of isolation, solitude, and no face, no name, no nothing. You know, you just put up the face, and I'm just watching guys. I love watching people on the street, their behaviors, and when I look at them, and I look at youngsters and different, that's my kind of something. I could sit and watch people, for example, getting out of the store, how they behave. You know, it's so powerful. You sit down and you watch them.
Yes, exactly.
And you have the play, you have the story. You don't have to do much. It's amazing. It's amazing. And Pavel's work, because I know your work and I love your work, it's such a change.
Yeah, that's right.
It's such a
Because I
big
was-
change.
I was
Huge
so-
change. I when I looked at it, I said, oh my God, he went through like a complete change. And I loved it because I always loved your work. I'm a big fan of your work, always. And I looked at it and I said, wow, it's the doors you have opened, you know?
I was so close. My mind was so close for painting abstract, and a friend like Ivona and Aga Shot, another friend, artist friend, she pushed me to paint some abstract, but I never do it as long as pandemic. So that's like a good point of pandemic for my statement, artistic statement that I open for abstract. And I do it like a first time. Now I do a lot of, because this is for me like a new way and new artistic way. So that's good point for the sad time that I have. The first experience with lockdown was really stressful for me. I was stressed for myself and for family, for mom, for my brother or sisters. But yeah, like many artists, I focus to paint, and that give me a lot of help to survive that strong, that's strange time. So that's
Excellent.
Justyna,
Yeah.
could I say a few words after Pavel?
Yes, please.
Well done, everybody. I'm not an artist, but I suppose within everybody there is a hidden artist, and I'm not. I have different kind of skill sets, I suppose. With working with people, I work on a day-to-day. I live in Limerick, but I work in the Bohan in County Clare, and it is the most inspiring landscape, magical landscape. I'm fortunate that I can get there every day to work, and I'm also very near the Atlantic coast, White Atlantic Way and stuff, so it's just so beautiful. But I've been working with Justyna and the Polish art community in Limerick since 2005. So we're nearly 15 years working on various projects of integration. My integrator would be sport. I come from a football area, and I started with the Polish community here in Limerick, the Polish Limerick football team in 2007 called Polonia Limni. Limni is the Gaelic word for Limerick, that's the football club. So, I've been over and back to Poland, do lots of things. I'm working with Justyna on the future of the Polish Art Festival, and I'm just thinking as I'm listening and I'm watching your beautiful art, I wonder, we're planning in 2021 or 2022 with the 15th Polish Art Festival. We will have a 14th next year, but maybe for the 15th to kind of ramp up, if I can use that term, what we're hoping to do with the artistic communities in Ireland and wherever. And I'm just thinking, is there possibilities of either setting up a network of the existing group and more people to join? Is there a possibility of exploring digital education? Is there a possibility through this very difficult time of having on a monthly basis or 3 or 4 times a year something like this, that we could put it online, or hopefully in time offline, we could meet and have a day or have a weekend or something. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm also hoping with Justyna to enable an e-commerce website next year, 2021. We haven't got there yet, to showcase your wonderful work and others, and to be a forum to sell your product, and obviously you get paid. So I'm just putting it out there. I think the key word of 2019, unfortunately, has been lockdown. I think it's the word of the year. And the other word that comes to me, as I asked a cousin of mine yesterday, how are you? And she said a very frightening word. She said to me, I feel trapped. So it's a very tough time, and it's been a very difficult time. But hopefully in 2021, with vaccines and other supports or whatever they are, antidotes, we can arrange to meet up. I'd just like to share that with you all. And well done. Very impressed with all your work.
Thank you, Tim.
I must say that Tim and I are very good friends for many years, and that Tim has joined Festival a few years ago again. And we're working now on taking it to a different level. So we're doing a series of different things to take it to another level. And I must say that lockdown for me was just making up my mind, what do I want to do in my life? So I have stopped my language classes. Like, I was running a language school, and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sick of teaching people English. I just can't do it anymore. So I said, I have to do something. Art was always there, but I was kind of trying to work and do art. And now I'm saying, I'm just doing art. That's it. Okay. So that's my lockdown for 2020, which I'm very grateful for. If you have any other experiences, Kev, I would like to speak about your work, because I love your work as well. And you were very well received in Limerick. You have huge fans here. And I know people were waiting for looking forward to exhibition. Unfortunately, this is the reality we have. There's nothing we can do. I do hope that it. I'm also a big fan of your work, and say a few words.
Well, believe it or not, the only place I've been to went in Limerick to do some illegal painting in a warehouse in Limerick. If you want to do an offshoot for 2021, I know some street artists, one of whom is Polish. And the other's Irish, and we paint together a lot in Limerick, so maybe we can discuss that for next year. Do illegal.
Let's see if we can legalise it, Kevin.
And if any of the other artists...
And make sure when you're around, just make sure to give us a buzz.
Yeah. I'd like to open that invitation to everyone here who has never used a spray can before. Maybe you have. Come and join us if that does get off the ground. I will warn you though, it's highly addictive. But
I have even here.
yeah, street art and mural painting is my number one love, but my second one is definitely pen and ink drawing, sketching. I have about 14 or 15 sketchbooks since I started art again in 2009, 2010. So it's definitely a way I feel to express myself more right there on the page. Just get it over with. You don't have to reach for paints or this, that, and the other. For me, it's very therapeutic. And you've probably seen that in some of the drawings. Unfortunately, my internet went in the middle of my presentation, so I don't know if any of you asked questions or anything because I was gone.
Could I ask a question, Justyna? Sorry to hog the questions, but is there a forum to the art that's being presented tonight? Is there a forum to be presenting that? And is there a kind of a price, or are they available for sale or whatever?
Well, what essentially we are going to do this year, tomorrow they're going to go on our online platform like Facebook and website. But essentially, because of the situation this year, I know a few of you have sent me prices but what we are going to do is just put on your direct contact. If anybody wants to purchase your work, just that will be a direct sale through you. So if you contemplating putting that on sale, by all means, with a very detailed description of how to do this, email me, because I know we've been discussing that with Tim. Unfortunately, I've been caught up with all this technology, which is horrible, and I had to learn all that so quickly. And so that's open. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to create like a Facebook group for Polish Art Festival, so we can just be in this group. It will be very exclusive group to the artists of the Polish Art Festival. We won't be inviting people that are doing something different and that have never been a part of Polish art. So essentially, it's only for Polish Art Festival artists and team. So if you want to, accept the invitation, then it's all going to be happening. And I believe that what is happening this year, the fact that it's online, puts an enormous possibility of us working together towards certain goals that essentially art and artists that are undermined in some way, and migrant artists like myself get to be noticed as well, and not in a way like, oh, there, or whatever, but like, well, she has something to say, he has something to say. And I'm looking at it not because I'm not looking at him because she's Polish, that's my way of looking at it. What I'm going to do, I am very sorry, but I will make Tim Madden presenter. And if you feel like you want to end this chat, please do. I'm telling you why. I was supposed to pick up my children from a childminder at 9 p.m. and it's nearly 10:30 and they're going to school tomorrow. What I have to do, I'm sorry, is I have to go and get them because my husband is doing shift work, so he's useless when it comes to house. So I'm very sorry, but I have to leave you, and it will be recorded. So it's recording, and whenever you're ready, because I made you presenter, so whenever you're ready, you just hit the red button, end it, and it will be ended. But I wish to stay with you for another hour, and I think we have to make that again and just talk about certain ideas. I think that there is a potential here in this group, and we just have to meet again. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't wait, but I'm also a mother, and like this week, I wish I wasn't, but that's my reality, okay? So love you. I'm gonna switch off my camera, and have a